I know a lot of folks, even people that were making videos against me saying this. When I brought up the fact that like this whole mask thing, it's a form of cultism, right? It's like it's a cult surrounding it. And a lot of folks say that I'm dramatizing it, being hyperbolic, or being crazy. Wrong. It's not a cult. I got a story and I have another instance and thing that I want to show you. Hold on. It's funny that this is the ad right here, by the way. As shared by the Washington Examiner. Man brings gun to enforce mask compliance in gym before manager tackles him. That's the headline. We ain't even got to the actual thing. That's the headline, bros. A Minnesota man was arrested after he allegedly pulled out a gun in a gym because members were not wearing masks while they worked out. Michael Floorhog, 64, reportedly went to an LA Fitness on December 31st in Maplewood to monitor whether gym members were wearing masks. He is not a member of the gym. So let's backtrack. Man, to enforce masks, man goes into a business or rather establishment that he's not even a member of. He reportedly spoke to an employee at the front desk to alert them that members were not complying with mask mandates and spoke in an aggressive, angry tone. A manager then spoke with the man and said the gym does not employ enough people to monitor face masks, but Floorhog could pay an employee personally to enforce the rules. Floorhog called the manager dumb, and he said he would take pictures of people in the gym to get the business in trouble with the state. The manager refused to let Floorhog enter. He's not a member, remember. Prompting the man to say, "Oh yeah," and pulled out the 9 milli. Wonder what it was. What y'all think it was? What is the gun of choice? Chat. Question of the day. What's the gun of choice? Or what do you think the gun of choice is for a guy that will be this crazy? He's don't sound like a SIG guy. He ain't walking around with the 365. I don't believe it. What is the gun of choice? It says an employee said Floorhog did not flash the gun, but that he completely removed it from his pocket and pointed it at the manager. He then tried to enter the gym again, but he was tackled by the manager who thought he would shoot members who were not wearing a mask, which is a very possible. 9mm Karen, someone says in the chat. High point. But hey, I had a throwaway high point, believe it or not. Don't tell anybody I said that, by the way. Floorhog was actually a high point is a good shower gun. It's actually the perfect shower gun. Floorhog was arrested and charged with 1 count of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. He will appear in court on Tuesday. That's not it, though. Check this one out. Now, that's a crazy story. We're going to talk about that in a more. Look at this post right here. If my AirPods can wear a mask, so can you. So basically what he did was get an N95. I don't know who makes this. He probably overpaid for that. This fool has a mask, N95 mask, which most people aren't wearing that anyway. An N95 mask carrying his AirPods. How am I supposed to believe that this isn't the cult? What else am I supposed to call it? What do y'all want me to call it? It's a cult. And it's one of those where folks pledge allegiance. If I'm not mistaken, do correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the chat if you're watching this or reading this transcript or, YouTube, Facebook, doesn't matter. There has only been one study with an RCT, with an actual random control trial, if I'm not mistaken. That was the Danish study. Not all of these kind of, bias moving the numbers around. But virtually what they found out, not virtually, they did find out that the mask wearing, when it came to the virus and the spread, it was statistically insignificant in terms of if it was effective or not. That's the one RCT. Maybe there's one that, again, I don't know if there's been another one done since then, but that's the one, which is what you would need. The one that had the random control trial. That was the results. Up until now, we've documented long before this, the whole mask thing, in which the science didn't seem to be so settled before March. Well, all of a sudden the science just up and changed about the effectiveness of masks. So you see the studies that were done before then, it was either insignificant or you couldn't really tell if it was as effective. It was inconclusive. Let's use that as a term. You got, as we covered on the channel, studies being done in which they had to retract the study because they were so itching to get to a conclusion. These epidemiologists, these quack epidemiologists, the quack ones, in which they were trying to find the conclusion. They were so itching that they would publish a study saying that mask mandates meant less hospitalizations, COVID-related hospitalizations. And then they shot up in those areas, so they had to retract the study. Again, documented, take my word for nothing. Go look at it. I have in that description box of that video, if you go watch it on YouTube, I have the full study. It was retracted. So many examples I've also covered of mask mandates being implemented and actually they're having the complete opposite effect, in which the cases shot up. Yet we're supposed to sit up here and believe that is the end all. It's almost like it grants immunity. Mask, to the point to where these fools, as we covered the other day, which y'all gonna get some people killed over this nonsense, but as I covered the other day, we got fools in Boston University, guys doing strenuous activity, 5v5 basketball, collegiate athletes, student athletes, and they are being forced to wear masks, and they want their opponents, I guess, going to their home floor wearing masks. And God forbid if you question if this is actually what this is about. Yeah, I'm going out on a limb and I'm going to say it's a cult. I'm going to say that y'all involved in a cult and you get very aggressive in the event that someone just questions it. Maybe it's not as effective. This is why I've always said, look, I'm not anti-mask. I don't want to wear the shit. I think I'll take my risk. I don't like covering my face. Is really ineffective. I've got this beard anyway. It doesn't do anything. But if you want to wear the mask, wear it. The issue that I've always had is that y'all want to force other people to wear it. That's my issue. If an establishment, even if a private institution said, if you're coming to our business, not because the government forced them to do it, which is what we see happening now, but if they, by their own will, wanted to enforce a mask, if you're going to enter this establishment, that's their freedom to do that. That's their freedom. It's their own private property. But that's not what we have here. We have just a demand of allegiance, and God forbid that anybody disagree with them, then they're anti-science. And they must have guns pulled out on them. These people are fucking crazy.